Oh, here we are again. Next one is fire and first responders. Now these people, I have seen it take up to an hour for an ambulance to come in, an emergency, because they only have one or two on duty, and they were busy due to underfunding. Some have as many as 12 ambulances, with more than half of them broke down. Why? They do not have the funds to repair them. Well, that's BS. The fires we have had and natural disasters overwhelm these departments. Why? No funds. BS. If it was a millionaire or billionaire, they'd be there in a heartbeat. It is the duty of this nation to come to your aid when these things happen. And we all know how insurance companies use any reason to screw you over, leaving you without a home, food, water, anything that would help you get back in your home and on your feet. FEMA is broke because of all the cuts to it and the amount of disasters they have to deal with. While the rich have no problem. They can afford the best insurances at a discount you will never get. They do not have to worry about fire or first responders getting to them, so they do not give a crap about you. So why the hell are we giving them free pass and making sure they get everything they need? They pay you, they pay your elected officials for it. It is time we the people tell these a-holes, better word for that, the free ride is over. We the people need to stand together and tell those we elected, we put you in there and we can vote you right back out. We need to give all these, there goes my tongue, we need to give all the funding these departments need. First responders. Exactly who are first responders? Sometimes it might be the police. They respond to an emergency medical incident with little more than basic first aid. Or it can be fire and rescue or an ambulance. Or it could be the National Guard in a disaster, because that's the only people that's going to be able to get to you. But they need to be funded. All of them. They go in there in the disaster. They charge in to rescue you, to help you, to be there for you. And the rich people, they don't care. Congress and Senate don't care. They want to cut those benefits. They want to destroy this. They want to, eliminate all funding as much as they possibly can, leaving you nothing. Leaving you with the next ambulance an hour away, maybe more. Leaving you that when the fire hits, the nearest fire department might cost you a home. Leaving you with a disaster, in the middle of a disaster, with no help coming, because they don't have the funds. We fund our military to go to war, but we cannot fund our military here to rescue you. We are doing you a disservice. These funds come from taxes. These funds come from revenue we collect. I have seen the tax reports, the spending and earning, right up until 2027. Let me tell you, your taxes will double by 2027 and all of your benefits go away. Your fire department, your first responders, they will take a big hit. Medicaid, Medicare, all going to take a hit. Social Security is going to take a hit. And in the meantime, you pay double in taxes. While the rich, a few billion. This is wrong. When I look and I see somebody that's making $1 billion a year and the GDP of this nation is not equal to the amount of revenue we're getting from them. Their earnings do not represent what we are taking in. It needs to change. It has to change. We the people deserve more, deserve better. I had my fingers in a man's leg, and then I was the first responder. But I had quite a bit of medical training in the military. I had my fingers in a man's leg, and the only thing the police had was a first aid kit. And when I went to turn around and pack the wound, I found out that he had both his bones in his lower leg broken, fibula and tibula. So I had to pack the bandage, pack the wound. I had to stabilize it with my hands and put a tourniquet on. The ambulance never showed up for over 30 minutes. The man would have bled to death if I hadn't been there. It had been dead many hours, many minutes before that. When you're talking about an arterial injury, your heart is bleeding out your body. It is like a fire hose opened with no shut-off spigot. When your house is on fire and they don't have the fire department or the equipment because they just don't have the funding, your house, which could have been saved, will be gone. When a disaster strikes, you expect help. But if there's no funding, how can they? How can FEMA come in and help you when they don't have any money? How can the National Guard come in when they're underfunded and they have to cut troops, cut equipment, cut fuel? How can police get to you if they're underfunded? An ambulance come to you if they're underfunded. Hospitals. Any place that has a first responder team cannot get to you in time if they don't have the funding. What does a billionaire and a millionaire care? They got their own medical people right on hand. What do they care? They have their own personal fire department. What do they care? They have insurance. They have their own fire department. What do they care? They don't. Congress and Senate don't care either because you're not a millionaire, and they don't care because you can't fund their next election. But you are the elected, you are the people who elect them. When they turn around, they get these big dollars and do these big ads and hundreds of millions of dollars for a campaign. They leave you out in the cold. But you can elect them or not. Doesn't matter how much money they put into it, you vote for them. If you're a Republican, if you're a Democrat, if you're independent, liberal, conservative, I don't care. You vote these people in. They tell you you can't jump party lines, but that is on purpose so you cannot control what is happening in your government. When they say, when I was in the military, I never had to understand what the difference was between a Republican and a Democrat or anybody. We're just the people. When I got out of the military and I started voting, I still didn't understand that. That's why I voted under none, no party. So I could vote for the people that were going to be in the best interest. If we can't get this country back on its feet, if we cannot get Congress and Senate to realize we're in serious trouble, if we can't not get the fundings, you are going to suffer. Your children will suffer. People will die. Buildings will be burned. There will be more and more homeless, more and more joblessness. Everything you can think of. Because Congress don't want you to tax their wealthy donors. Bull crap. My name is Christopher McCarthy, and I'm going to get those taxes. I'm going to get that funding. I'm going to put a bill through to make sure. And I'm going to write a tax law that is equal and fair. I've already written it. And it is equal and it is fair. You should not have to pay the burden for their emergencies, for their medical responders, when you can't get one yourself. When Congress and Senate need, medical first responders, they have them. Right there. So why should they have it when you do not? These bills will be passed. I will be writing up a bunch of bills before I'm even elected. I will be pushing them through the minute I'm elected. The minute I take the oath of office, all those bills will be coming in front of the Congress and Senate, and they are not going home until they pass it. They're not going to see the light of day until they do the right thing. My name is Christopher McCarthy, and I'm running to be a president. Thank you. Until tomorrow night. Oh, and the reason I'm doing this now, and it's going to be tomorrow when you load it up, because it takes forever for my computer to upload video. Not too tech savvy yet. Thank you. Have a good night.